Dan RadioStyle. Hope everybody out there is doing fantastic. This might be the coolest, best show I ever do. Ever. I don't know. We'll see. I hope I grow and do better from this, and probably will. This will spawn things, but something dawned on me in the sense of manifesting. I've been playing around with it. There's different ways you can come at it. So I see two angles here, but then I saw that it actually directly correlated to a key part of our spiritual. So chakras, right? The base ones versus the spiritual ones. How we're coming at our manifestation. The really, truly powerful part of manifestation, I think, from that, especially from a special person standpoint. I think this is like the show. This is the one. This is the special, specific person manifestation. Here's the best I can figure out from now, the best information I can give you on what actually seems to be the powerful force. Like the laser, the part where you actually, when you finally push the button and the lightsaber actually comes out and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Holy crap, that's how that works? Like the moment So anyway, to come at it just from a real basics standpoint, which I'm going to, maybe like I said, this might turn into other shows. The lower chakras are more of a base, earthy kind of feeling sense, like the very sexual urges, that primal, right? Like that, the eating, that walking through, physical feeling on your feet, like all these things are very kind of base level chakras. I mean, really, I'm thinking the passionate, like the physical sex, like the sexual urges is probably from the specific person, one of the bigger ones, if something better comes in. But when you get into the higher evolutions, you start getting into the feelings aspect of it. That's really the key difference, by the way, with the higher chakras. So chakra 4 up to 7, I don't want to get lost for all of you basic ones, really feeling, right? Like your heart, like how you feel about them, like you'll see them in your mind, you'll just want to touch them, you'll hear their voices in your head, you'll smell them sometimes. Like it's that extra sensory, right? It's just that's what it is. It's that component to it, right? When you love them so much, you're feeling it from there. Okay? Versus like, God, I just want to touch you. I just want to lick you. I want to, like, that's very primal, very, very sexual, very, right? And good times too. These are not better or worse. And in fact, in reality, all 7 of them need to be aligned in the big picture, right? But if you're down doing the bottom 3, awesome, right? If you're coming at it from that angle, perfect. If you're coming at it from up here, perfect. This show's going to cover a couple examples that I've played with and realized, and it just hit me. So here's kind of the differences, at least from a guy's perspective, because that's all I can do, right? And however, people, when I worked at a coffee shop, I spent a lot of time in front of people in a place where I had the option to maybe give you something for free or discount it if I wanted. I took advantage of that. Sometimes there's games I play. Women would flirt with me just outright. And so it's like, all right, okay, this is weird. Like I'm not used to this. First off, the age that I am, most people assumed that was my only job, right? And which to me is sad, but like I got a good thing going on and I was doing it just because I love doing it. I'd been doing it for like 13, 14 years. It was hard for me not to. When I finally got away from it, by the way, it was wonderful. But that being said, spent a lot of time in this environment where I got to be in front of people. And from a standpoint of a dude and women, like I got to experience the way interactions worked, dated a couple people, went out with a couple people, ended up bumping into a couple people, had a lot of different scenarios on these people. I had varying feelings about, the way I reacted with them was different. And so I kind of wanted to talk about, I think, what really comes into it. So if I just would think of something or a person, right, maybe we'd be hanging out. Even they could be attracted to me for that matter, right? This even happens sometimes. But we could just be hanging out. And I think they're like a good person. Like, I just like you. You're a fun person. There's no way I'm interested in them in anywhere, like in a relationship, in any way, like physically. It's not even, and it's not that they're unattractive. Like I could be attracted to them. It's just not a vibe I'm getting. That's where it comes at with me. So it's maybe confusing to some people, but like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it, but I like you. Like, you're still a person I like, right? Like, you're cool and I want to talk to you. Let's talk. Yeah, we're talking. We're maybe having a drink together, just ended up at a bar side by side, right? And we're talking. And, I mean, to my point is, there's no emotion and nothing like really kind of transpires. There's no progression, and it just stays very, very stale, platonic, very cool. And there's been the other situations where when there is more of, and this is where I think the power of manifesting comes in. So this is where the key of this is, right? Like, and there's going to be, like I said, lower chakras. Again, this is all going to make sense. Higher chakra. So it's from a very lower chakra standpoint. Okay. If I have no emotion to them, they're just blah, right? But it's fun, and I'm talking like I still enjoy them. And I'm putting that there because I think as a very basic foundation, like you kind of dig them as a person, but I'm not attracted to them. I'm not emotionally engaged. Okay, boom. So here's just a friend. I might bump into you every so often. We might have a conversation. No big deal. Life is great. The next step kicks in when I think personally when there's a sexual attraction, from my standpoint at least. The way it works out, I seems to get reciprocated. This were, I think, thought transmissions, us pushed out, all blah, blah, blah. All that stuff happens. I think it's more thought transmission probably, but it's that energy you push out. So I guess we're going to call this thought transmissions to some degree in a big way. Okay, now I just figured out, at least I have no title for this at all, so I think that just happened. I think it is from that thought transmission standpoint is where this is very powerful. And what happens is when you're thinking of them from that sexual energy, that root chakra energy, that part of you that I don't mean this to sound bad in any way, but like I want to lick you. I want to like touch you in places I've never, like that energy starts to get to you where I have to have you or what, right? Like, some of us know what I'm saying without me having to say too much. When I feel it from that energy, the response from the individuals gets elevated significantly. Like things start happening. Crazy starts to become a reality. A lot of touching begins to happen. A lot of flirting, a lot of hair gestures from the women's standpoint, but just engaging. And then from my standpoint, it's just like an enjoyment, like everything she's doing is just enhancing this environment, this experience, that energy, that, oh my God, I hope she doesn't mind the fact that I just touched her leg 3 times. This is like, wow, like everything starts to become like electrical, like you touch and it's like your fingertips are tingling afterwards, right? Like you're getting that energy when you're thinking about them or with them. And when you feel that way, when you're talking to them, I'll tell you what, this is going to sound horrible, but like we're trying to figure out how we can legally get away with doing things inside the car that we're not supposed to do. It's that's where that energy just takes over and takes charge. When you're thought transmitting, trying to manifest, when you come at it from that energy, that angle, that feeling, that place inside of yourself, could be from ways inside our minds that make things all happy and whatever, right? Take that for what it was meant to mean. Right? However we get there, there is a huge energy power there. That energy, that transfer, you're thinking and fantasizing and focusing, and all of a sudden, this energy that's happening inside of us is insanely powerful. I have seen direct evidence. There was someone I recently talked to that we even went back and forth about this concept. There is an insane amount of energy that occurs when that happens. And it's that very base root chakra. Now, where the other part comes in, couple that root, I want to lick your face, right? Like that crazy part to the, man, I love you. And like, no matter what, I would protect you. And I want to keep someone's shooting a gun and I'm putting you behind me, not thinking like that's not a good idea. I should put you in front of me. I should have you as a shield, but I'm not. For some reason, I want to die for you. That level of love, that level of, I'm thinking about you. And when you pop into my mind, the amount of emotion that comes into my body is insane. And it makes me tear up. And as a man, I don't know what the F to do with that because that's craziness. But as an involved male, I'm like, no, this is really awesome. But why the hell do I have such a hard time with this? Who cares? Right? Like whatever the hell I'm doing. And it feels amazing. And I'll hear their voices when they're not here. And I'll be like, what? I swear to God, I just heard you. Where the hell are you? Right? Like that level of love, when you come at it from that imaginal, I don't want to say the M word, that imaginal sort of fantasizing is the better word, of them, I'm fantasizing lovingly about you, like from the, I want to know more about you. I want to know where you came from. I want to understand what it was that happened to you in junior high that actually made you kind of get touchy every time I do that, and we have a little issue. Like, I want to understand that. I love you so much. We keep having this little rub on this thing, but I know where it came from. We've talked about it. I understand you deeper than I did a year ago, and I love that about us. And I wanna understand that more. Like that level of love to where you understand that we're all damaged people in our own ways, right? Like every one of us has gone down this path. So when you think about them and feel about them from that area, from that how I feel about you in my heart, how I talk about you, or how I feel like I hear you when you're not around, how I'm talking to you about you when you're not around, like that component where I know I'm talking to your higher self. So I'm saying, honey, I love you, and I know we're not together right now, but the fact that I can talk to you and I know you can hear me right now, like I got tears in my eyes right now, like that is what makes it happen. That is the energy. It's from that place. When you're talking, when you think you hear them, when you hear them talking back, that's when you're coming at it from those upper chakras. But either way, lower, sexual, I want to lick your face, to upper, oh my God, just the thought of talking to you right now, is that either way. And if you can do it from all 7, it's like shooting a rainbow at them, as Care Bear sounding for those of you that are really old like me. For Care Bear, stare, have a rainbow, right? Like you shoot it out to them. If not, from the standpoint of shooting all your colors at them at one time, like here is my brilliance, I'm thinking about you, thought transmission. That is what brings them back to you. It's that feeling of you. It's that flash upon them. Even if they're famous, you're the one, like when the camera, right, happens and the flash bulb goes, right? And then you see in the audience, it flashes the audience for a second, but one face pops out. One face out of hundreds pops out in the crowd. One face, when the camera light goes and it flashed her face and her face lit up, it makes you that person. Send them your rainbow. Thought transmission, send them your rainbow. Bam! There's the title. I'm going to write it down right now. Sorry, no, I will. Send them your rainbow. It's recorded. I'll find it. It's beautiful. So, there we go. It's time to end the show. Hopefully one of my best shows ever. I hope, because this hit me. Like, I know where this came from, and I don't want to say it because it's crazy. People judge me. I love you. All of you. Stan RadioStyle. We're on this journey together. I'm just sharing stuff. I pay attention. My brain works in a weird way. I love the spiritual crap, but I think this is, bam, that's what hit me, because I've had success doing both, playing with those thoughts, both, playing with them consciously through the years, and seeing the difference in the way people behave to me within a day or two. Remember, I've said frequently, what you think today is your tomorrow, okay? What you think today is your tomorrow. It's never too late, because tomorrow is never for sure. Tomorrow is always painted by your today, right? No matter what you're going through in your life, your tomorrow is painted by your today. Now, can you change someone else's outcome? Not necessarily. People have their own lives. If someone's sick maybe, or someone's doing whatever, like people all have their own lives. We're all here playing together. When it's us pushed out, it's not that that they are you. It's not that like you've inhabited their body, and no, it's your experience of them is going to come from your vantage point. It's your reflection back. If you're being a jerkhole to everybody, they're going to be oddly weird to you, even though you're your friend, right? Like us pushed out's a weird thing, and I've tried to do shows. We'll get there again, but it's what we put out is what we experience. And when you put these energies towards the person you love, even when you've had fights, forgiveness needs to happen. You can't still be mad at them. Like, a lot of things need to occur. Astral letters, I've done the video. Hopefully I remember to link it. If not, search my channel, Astral Letters. I've done a bunch of videos, one video specifically on healing your issues with others. Astral letters, search it. It's a great process. I learned it from my teacher. I have used this countless times. I have seen the difference in hours of doing it. Like, it is powerful. So again, if you've got forgiveness things that need to happen, I would check it out. There's a whole process. It even involves reading out loud, writing it, burning it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I think that covers it all. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll do that on another show too. This was perfect. Thought transmissions, shoot them your rainbow. Oh, man. I don't know. It's funny how things play out because I had no idea where this was going. All this stuff came from something. I just started writing it down. I'm like, all right, we'll see where this goes. And then I turned on the camera and the thing, and I'm 17 minutes or whatever into it, and that's awesome. That's with editing, so it'll be like 14 minutes or whatever the hell. Anyway, love you all. Dan Radio Style. Leave comments. If you like this, share, please. I don't know. I think this is probably one of the better videos I've ever done. Certainly, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I love you guys. And Dan Radio Style, leave comments too. And if you're into comments and all that, dude, read other people's stuff because it's interesting. Comment, be always nice, because if people aren't nice, by the way, I will ban you from my channel. But be cool, but be a part. We're like, it's a community, like we're a bunch of people trying to work our way through some of our questions, and maybe this video didn't answer that question, but I might have already done that video, or someone in the audience might have some great advice. A lot of us have read many of the sources, myself included, where I think it's valuable is when you experience it in life, and then have to be able to be like, all right, so yeah, here's kind of how it works, I think, right? Like, and then you try some stuff, and you're like, no, that seems to right, and it starts to dial in our understanding of ourselves, which is really the big picture, because it does push out. It's our reflection outward bounces back on us, or it's what we're sending out also of a good or bad nature, and then that comes back. So when we thought transmit our rainbow and just splash all sorts of yummy, delicious goo on them, well, all they can do is just lick their face and go, man, that's tasty, right? And then bada bing, bada boom, things start happening. All of a sudden you get that text out of the blue and they're like, we haven't talked in a while, but I miss you. I hope everything's cool. Do you want to get a cup of coffee or whatever, right? Like, who knows what could happen? So, spray your rainbow on them. It's like a unicorn thing, right? Like a unicorn could pass gas, right? And that would supposedly be like a rainbow. So I'm just saying, that's all I'm talking about. Dan Radio Style. Thanks, everyone.